بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين إنه خير ناصر ومعين. Dear brothers and sisters, respected viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the previous session, I explained to you a little bit about the important value of the mothers in the family, and then comparing a little bit to that of the fathers. And then I told you and then explained to you that there is a kind of priority, and then there is a kind of dominance of the role of the mothers, of course, in the concept and in the conception of Islam that has been given to the mothers. Now in this session, I want to bring about another side of the issue. And then inshallah, I will unveil some of the hidden points here about wives in Islam. So you know that in every kind of marriage contract, it is obligatory for husbands to give a dowry to their wives, to their ideal, for example, wives. Then this is something specific that you will only see in Islam. And then this is something that has been habituated as well in Islam. So it has been widely exercised and practiced by Muslims because it is a kind of obligation, and then it's a kind of mandatory ruling in Islam that should be practiced by Muslims. So it means that you are not allowed to marry a wife without a dowry. So dowry will initiate a kind of important value of women, and then as wives, of course, before their husbands. So there are some verses supporting this idea and then giving us some hints, of course, of the very conception that what is it all about, and then why husbands are giving out this kind of money, a sum of money for their wives. Like for example, in chapter Nisa, verse number 4, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned, وَآتُ النِّسَاءَ صَدُقَاتِهُنَّ نِحْلَةً وَآتُ النِّسَاءَ صَدُقَاتِهُنَّ نِحْلَةً means that you have to give your wives their dowries. صَدُقَاتِهُنَّ has been derived from the kind of original word, means sadaqa. Sadaqa means to be true in your love. According to some interpreters of Quran, this sadaqa that has been coined as another word for dowry means that you have to be a true lover of your wife, and then giving out where your satisfaction and then content, of course, this kind of money to your wife in order to show your respect toward your wife, in order to admire her as much as possible, in order to say that you are a kind of prize to me, you are a kind of present to me, you are very important to me, you are not like other normal people to me. So these all will show the important position of the wives in Islam, of course, before their husbands. Not only that, but also we do have other verses in Holy Quran that will show us and express this kind of feeling of importance of the wives. Like in the same chapter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned, وَإِنْ أَرَدْتُمُ اسْتِبْدَالَ زَوْجًا مَكَانَ زَوْجٍ وَآتَيْتُمْ إِحْدَاهُنَّ قِنْطَارًا means even if the dowry is as much as possible, so the amounts of the dowry is not very determined here, is not very definite. So maybe a wife will ask her husband to give her much more money. And then, of course, this is upon husbands to afford that and then also to pay that. This is, of course, very important in Islam to give the priority to the women and then to show them that they are actually a very noble prize for their husbands. Inshallah, we shall continue our discussion. Thank you very much for your patience and then for your listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.